Alright, let me tell you how to do that. I haven't done a lesson style video since I did the Polymeter one, so now it's time again. Woo! So let's get the technicalities out of the way first. What we're going to be doing today is technically, as far as I'm concerned, called subharmonic singing. And it's kind of like overtone singing, but the other way around. It's the undertones of your voice that are being utilized here. And it's pretty cool. So this style of singing is what I use to hit the really low notes in some of my videos. Roll an example or two. And if you're not impressed by that, which is understandable, then here's a clip of Russian octavist Pavel Myakotin hitting an F-sharp 1 using this technique. And keep in mind, this is completely unamplified, it's acoustic. Okay, so on to the juicy stuff. How does one do that? It's actually pretty simple. It's not easy per se, but it's simple. There's not a whole lot of steps to it. And keep in mind that I'm not fantastic at this by any means, but I'd say I've got a fair enough grasp on it to be able to pass that knowledge on to you. Okay, so the first step is going to be to find out what your vocal range is. Find out how low you can go, or rather how low you can go comfortably without having to strain a lot. For me personally, it varies a lot with the day. On a good day, it can be as low as D1 or sometimes even a B1. Today I'm sitting at a pretty comfortable F2. Da. Around there. Find your lowest comfortable note and back it off a little bit. Go up a few semitones. It's gonna be easier to start there, in my experience. So I'm gonna back mine off a bit, go back up to a G sharp 2. Okay, so now you should have a note that is towards the lower end of your register, not quite the bottom, but a low note you can sing comfortably. The second ingredient you're gonna need is what you'd call a vocal fry sound, which I'm actually not great at doing on its own, so if you're not, then that's fine, this will probably work anyways. So a vocal fry sounds something like something like that. It's just this really raspy sound, kinda sounds like The Grudge from that one scary movie. And now what we do is we take the two, our comfortable low note and the vocal fry, and we put them together. Start singing your low note, and while you keep it going, slowly ease into the fry. You can imagine yourself applying the fry on top of that note. And as you do so, somewhere in between the two, you reach this sweet spot where you sort of pop into the subharmonic register, and that octave below note just comes out. Like, imagine you have this blend knob, like a mix knob from 0 to 100, and you just slowly turn it to look for the sweet spot. See, there it is. You're probably gonna find the sweet spot for just a second, and then fall off of it, and that's really where the difficulty in this comes in, just learning to balance on that tiny sweet spot. And if that happens to you, that you can't quite balance it at first, then don't worry at all. It happened to me as well for the longest time. If you get it down right away, then that's great, but you know, it's fine either way. So again, you start with your clean note, slowly apply the fry to it until you find that sweet spot where it pops into the subharmonic register. I'm gonna demonstrate it again, just by going into the subharmonic register and back out of it several times, just so you can maybe imagine what that switch feels like. And then for it to get easier and for you to get better at it, the answer is the boring but true practice. It only gets easier the more you do it, and once you're more comfortable with it, you can venture deeper into your range and higher into your range as well. I find that more difficult. Might not be the case for everyone. I've found that there isn't a whole lot of information about this entire subject out there, or maybe there is and I don't know where to look, but I'm going to refer you to some YouTubers that helped me learn this and that also have a bunch of interesting insights and videos about this. So the person I first found out about subharmonic singing from is a guy called Thao Yang. I believe his YouTube channel is called Bass 2 Yang now. David Larson has made some really cool videos about it, as well as some neat covers utilizing it. And of course the Octavism channel, which is also where I got the clip of Pavel Myakotin in the beginning of the video. There's a huge database there of performances and music pieces that utilize subharmonic singing, with a particular focus on the Russian octavist branch of the entire thing. Very interesting stuff. I very much recommend you go check it out if you're interested. I will be linking everything in the description, hopefully in the card up there as well. Okay, so that's really the basics of subharmonic singing. That's all I know, essentially. Now, can anyone do this? I think so. Again, there's not much info out there, so I can't guarantee it, but, you know, if you're a vocalist, or if you're not a vocalist, if this seems interesting, then I very much urge you to try it. And please feel free to report back on your progress in that case. It'd be really interesting to see how this works for different people. Thanks for watching, I hope you learned something, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.